Today I'm going to be showing you the top 5 most underrated guns in Roblox Rivals. Some of these guns are pretty unexpected, so be sure to watch until the end of the video to know all the 5 guns that are underrated in Roblox Rivals. I'm doing a giveaway for 70,000 subscribers. I'm giving away a legendary key bundle and a skin case 3, so all you have to do to enter the giveaway is like, subscribe, watch to the end of the video, and comment your Roblox username and which one of the 2 you want. So who knows, maybe one of the guns on this list will be one of your favorites. You'll never know unless you watch until the end. Well, let's move on to the first most underrated gun. First up, we have the spray. I don't see people really use the spray much at all, but it's actually a pretty solid secondary. You get 90 rounds of reload, and you get 30 rounds in a magazine. And plus, it can go through both shields and katanas. The damage isn't the best, but the exo gun damage is only slightly higher, so it has the same benefits as the exo gun, but with more ammo and slightly less damage. I think that's a fair trade-off in my opinion. Now, I wouldn't use this as a primary like I am for the gameplay right here, but it's a very good side companion gun. The headshot damage is also somewhat okay. You get a lot of bullets with this, and that's one of the main things that I like about the spray. You can shoot with this for basically as long as you want. You're not going to run out of ammo on this thing, which is what I like. I've been recognized in the game. Oh my god. I'm going to say hi. Let me kill this guy right here. A lot of people don't like this gun probably because it's a burst as well, and that's one thing that people probably don't like. They probably like automatic a little bit better. So like a lot of people probably like the Uzi more, for example, but the thing with the Uzi is that you don't get the benefit of being able to shoot through katanas and riot shields, and that's the one main thing that I like about the spray. I personally think the spray is the best counter to those two melees. So if you haven't really used this thing much, or if you used it once and didn't like it, I'd recommend giving it another try if you haven't. Next up, we have the handgun, which a lot of people used to write this thing off before it got buffed in the last update. So this thing, it has a faster equip time, which means you can switch to your secondary and be able to shoot much faster than you could before. And it has pretty fast fire rate if you can tap fast enough, which I think that's one of the reasons why people don't really like this thing, because they can't tap fast enough to make the fire rate work. A lot of people just think it like shoots really slow, which is not really the case. They're just not clicking fast enough, which personally I can click pretty fast, so it's not really a problem for me. The damage isn't too bad. I think it's like 13 to something. I'm not exactly sure what the long range damage is on this thing, but as you can see, it can actually shred people. It's definitely one of the better secondaries in the game. Just a lot of people like to write it off because it's not only the starter melee, but it's also just, it used to be not very good, but now it's a lot better. It's also pretty good when you don't have people spamming flamethrower at you dressed in red and black like that guy with the I'm kidding. Oh my god. Yeah, I think this is a pretty decent secondary. People just don't really give it a chance. There's a lot of pro players that actually like to use this with assault rifle. It's part of the default loadout, so some people that like to grind out the default loadout, you know, use this secondary a lot. You also get plenty of reserve ammo. You get 15 rounds, and I don't even know how much reserve ammo, but it's plenty. You're not going to run out of ammo on this thing, similar to the spray. Yeah, I think this is a pretty good secondary. I think you should definitely give it a shot if you haven't, which it's the default secondary. I'm sure everyone's used it, but if you haven't given it a second chance, then go ahead and give it a try. I think it's pretty good. Next up, we have the paintball gun. The paintball gun, it's used quite a bit. Like, I'm not going to say this is underused. I'm just saying it's underrated. See, a lot of people, they think the paintball gun's just like, you know, it's good. But I honestly think the paintball gun's one of the best guns in the entire game, like, easily. It has 20 rounds. The only big fault of the paintball gun is that you only have 20 reserves, so you get 1 full reload and that's it. But if you're in, like, 1v1s, then that's completely fine. But this thing actually does more damage than the assault rifle, which I think is pretty funny. And people consider the assault rifle to be, like, the best gun in the game. Which, if the paintball gun had more reserve ammo, then it would be the best gun in the game, which I'm kind of glad it doesn't, because then it'd be like super pay to win, like, not gonna lie. But yeah, the paintball, it's extremely heavy hitting, bro. It's really good, and people just don't really know that. And I think there's a lot of people that don't have it because, you know, it's part of the classic bundle and they don't have Robux, and that's kind of sad. It's kind of sad that this gun has to be locked behind a paywall because it's so good. But then you could even use it on free-for-all like I am now, or actually this is team deathmatch, and you can use like the ammo drops and be completely fine with the ammo capacity. Its headshot damage is really good. Its long range damage isn't too bad. Its close range damage is really good. There's not really anything wrong with this, to be exact. It's just a very good all-around gun. Let me get this guy here. Yeah, it's just an absolute laser. It might shoot a little slower than the assault rifle. I'm not exactly sure on that. I don't know what the RPM on this is, but yeah. So if you don't have the classic bundle, I'd definitely recommend picking it up just for this gun alone, because it's extremely good. Or if you have this gun and you're not a big fan of it, give it another shot because it's pretty good. So yeah, let's move on to the next gun. Okay, so next up we have shotgun. Everyone in the game is recognizing me and my game's lagging super bad. Yay! But the shotgun, it actually does like insane damage if you hit all your pellets, which I might actually do an entire video about that here in a few days, because it's actually like super insane, and I actually have a clickbait title in mind. So yeah, I really like the shotgun. It's definitely probably the best close range gun in the game. There might be some better options for close range, but I'm not too sure. Yeah, I'm getting like super low FPS. This is so bad. I'm gonna have to lower my graphic quality. It's the fire, man. Let me kill these guys right here. As you can see, this thing can absolutely like decimate people in close range if you can hit your pellets. The only bad thing is like the spread after like a certain range can be kind of bad. So if you use this on like a long range map, it's basically unusable. It just becomes a pea shooter at that point. So like if you hit one pellet, it's 7.5 damage, but you get 10 pellets. So each shot you're technically shooting like 10 bullets, but it's yeah, you know what I mean? And then one of those pellets does 7.5 damage. So technically if you hit all 10 pellets, you can do 750 damage, and then the head multiplier is 1.5. So multiply 750 times 1.5, that's 1,250 damage. So technically this gun can do over 1,000 damage to the head. In technicality, does it actually? No, because there's limits to it in the game, which kind of sucks, but you know, that's what the math is telling me, but the math ain't mathin'. Let me kill these guys right here. Got one. So you can basically one-shot somebody like directly to the head. It doesn't happen very often though, especially since you have 150 HP. You usually end up doing like 140. But two-tapping is really easy with this thing. I'd definitely recommend if you use this thing scoping in when you shoot, because it helps tighten the pellets a little bit. At least I think it does. Not 100% sure, so don't take my word for it. But as you can see, I did over 100 damage just right there with one shot. So this thing can be insanely crazy. Why is everything gray? Oh my god. This thing can be insanely crazy if you use it right. And I just think a lot of people write this thing off because they hit like one pellet at range and it does 7.5 damage. And they're like, oh, this gun's not for me. But it's definitely worth a try. Go ahead and use this thing if you have it. Also, it's a free gun too. You don't have to pay like, you know, a pass to get this thing. It literally just costs like a couple keys and that's it. So most people have this gun. So if you have it, give it a shot. I think it's really good. Let's move on to the next gun. Next up, we have the crossbow. The crossbow is probably like the least used primary in the entire game, but it does 75 to the head, so you can two-tap to the head with this thing. And if you have like auto shoot or like a controller or something like that, you can like two-tap super easily with this thing. The body shot damage is only 45, which I think that means it's a 4-shot to kill to the body. It's basically a sniper, but a little more forgiving in a way. So that's why I think like, especially if you're on controller or mobile, this is definitely like one of the better like guns you can use, especially for long range maps. So if you hate like the sniper, for example, but you don't know like what gun to use for long range, this might be a better option. So 75 to hit, two headshots to kill. It's a lot better than you think. A lot of people just write it off because it's a crossbow. And I think this, unlike the actual bow, is hit scan, so you don't have to like arc your shots or like predict where the bow, like where the arrow is going to land or anything like that. Let me kill this guy real quick. Boom. Get 2 shots and he's dead. So this is definitely not a free-for-all gun. that's definitely for sure. So the gameplay might not look too good with this thing right now because everyone's playing close range and this is not a close range gun. If I was on Crossroads right now, it would be a different story because this gun is just brazy with long range maps like that. Not so much with big arena and like a gazillion people playing at the same time. In fact, I probably should have busted out the controller just so I had auto shoot, but I think what I said still stands. This is an insane gun. Okay, got assist on that guy. Hit that guy. Boom. And it's also just an extremely fun gun to use, you know? It's not boring when you use this thing. It's extremely fun. Let me know your list in the comments below and subscribe for more Rivals videos just like this.